In the second quarter of 2026, the median single-family home in Marin County sold for $1,865,000. And that number's lying to you because it's an average of two completely different markets. 76% of Marin sellers just closed at almost 106 cents on every dollar of the original asking price. The rest of the homes that sat past 120 days settled for about 84 cents. On the median Marin home, that spread is worth $385,000. Same county, same 90 days, a $385,000 difference. And it almost never comes down to the house. It comes down to the decisions made before the sign goes in the yard. Stay with me because I'm going to show you exactly which side of that line your home or your offer is going to land on, town by town. I'm Kyle Frazier, broker associate with Compass and former attorney. I've been selling Marin County real estate for more than 20 years. Everything in this video comes from the BAREIS MLS, the actual closed sales database agents use, pulled and verified on July 7th, 2026. Single-family homes only, April 1st through June 30th, compared against the same window last year. No Zillow estimates, no national headlines, Marin's real numbers. Let's start with the surface, because the surface looks great. 711 single-family homes closed in Marin in Q2. That's up 16.6 from the same quarter last year. Real transaction volume. The median price, $1,865,000, up 3% year over year. Steady, healthy. But here's your first clue that something more interesting is happening underneath. The average sales price jumped 10.7% to just over $2.58 million. When the average runs 3.5 times faster than the median, it tells you the top of the market, the luxury end, is doing all the heavy lifting. The gains are not evenly distributed. In inventory, about 1.1 months supply. In a balanced market, you'd see 5 or 6 months. Marin is still very structurally starved for homes. So rising volume, rising prices, almost no supply. Sounds like everyone wins, right? Not quite. Here's the framework I use with every client, and it's the single most important thing in this video. I call it sprint versus stale. Sprint homes go into contract within the first 30 days. In Q2, that was 76% of everything that closed in Marin. Those homes didn't just sell fast, they sold at 105.72% of list price, above asking. The premium got stronger by over 2.5 points compared to last year. Then there's the stale side, homes that sat past 120 days. They closed at 84.24%. Run that on the median home, the sprint sellers clear roughly $385,000 more than the stale seller. There is no in-between anymore. Marin buyers in 2026 are decisive on well-priced, well-prepared homes, and they're ruthless with everything else. The moment a listing reads as picked over or the buyers start asking what's wrong here, the negotiation flips, and the cliff comes early. Just missing that first 30-day window cost a typical seller about $165,000. Not in month 4, that's in month 2. Now, let's slow this down and make it local, because Marin isn't one market, it's a collection of very different ones. I'll cover 6 towns today, ranked by median price, all BAREIS, all Q2. Kentfield, median price, $3.825 million, up 20.4% year over year. That's an 81% sprint share, closing at around 107% of ask price. One caveat, that's only 16 sales, and in a market that small, a couple of trophy properties can swing the median, so treat the direction as real, but hold that exact percentage loosely. Larkspur, $3.62 million median, up a striking 32.1%. Again, a small market with just 20 sales. But here's the holding that matters for sellers. The pricing cliff in Larkspur moved to 60 days rather than 30, so that you don't get penalized as quickly in Larkspur as in other towns in Marin County. Tiburon, median 3.461, down 5.8% from last year, but with a 75% sprint share. The luxury buyer is still there. 3/4 of sales move fast, but they're negotiating harder on entry. If you're selling in Tiburon, your original list price is doing more work than ever. Mill Valley, the hottest market in Marin right now, full stop, median $2.63 million, up 11.9%. 89% of sales went into contract inside 30 days at 108.82% of original list price, and not a single sale closed past 90 days. Mill Valley's gain is also the cleanest in the county. Median price per foot, sale to list price, premiums all rose together. That's real demand, not a mix shift. San Rafael, median of $1.6 million, up 5.1% with a 73% sprint share. Marin's biggest market by volume, and it's tracking the county pattern almost exactly. A solid representative middle. And Novato, my home turf. median 1.299 mil, down 2.7%. That makes Novato the most accessible single-family entry point in Marin County. And notice the sprint share, 64%, lowest in the county. Translation, more than a third of Novato listings are aging, and aging listings are where buyer leverage lives. If you've been priced out of Central Marin, Q2 Novato is the most negotiable it's been in a while. So what do you do with all this? If you're selling, 3 things. 1, your entire outcome is decided before day 30. Pricing accuracy and preparation aren't line items, they're the whole game. The market pays 106% premium for homes that show as ready, and it changes the 84% penalty, and it charges an 84% penalty for the homes that don't. 2, price for your specific market, not to the county headline. A Mill Valley strategy will fail in Novato, and Novato strategy will leave money on the table in Mill Valley. 3, if your home is already sat, don't chase the market down with small cuts. 20 years of doing this has taught me that buyers read a string of $5,000 reductions as blood in the water. Reposition once, decisively. If you're buying, the data hands you the map. Aged inventory is your leverage. That 37% of the market sitting past 30 days, those sellers are going to start negotiating. Target them. But when the right house hits fresh, especially in Mill Valley, Larkspur, Kentfield, you will not win with an ordinary pre-approval. Experience has also taught me to have my buyers obtain full, complete underwriting upfront before we ever even think about writing an offer. Not pre-qualification, full underwriting. So the only thing left is the appraisal. That lets you write a cash-like offer with a short or waived financing contingency. And in this market, that structure beats cash buyers more often than people think, because sellers, of course, want the most money. But they do also care about certainty and speed, not just the funding source. The full written breakdown, every table, all 6 towns, the year-over-year math, it's all on my site. And I keep the Marin Market Intelligence page updated as new BAREIS data posts. Link is in the description. If you want to know which side of the $385,000 line your home would land on, or how to structure an offer that wins without overpaying, my calendar link is down below there too. I'm Kyle Frazier with Compass here in Marin. If this was useful, subscribe. I do these every quarter with the real numbers.